The venue was locked down. The fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-drama world was turned upside down when a single photo leaked from the most secretive wedding of the year. Welcome to Starscope K-Report.
Oh, the absolute chaos this caused.
Right. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
It's going to be such a massive deep dive
Oh,
today.
absolutely. Because today we are unpacking the top-secret June 28, 2026 wedding of top-tier actress Moon Chae-won.
Yes.
We are going to look at the internet-breaking reunion of the Flower of Evil cast and, of course, those wild K-ness rumors that forced her agency to step in.
Honestly, the stakes for this event were just astronomically high. You have to understand, fans have been holding on to the emotional baggage of her most iconic drama for 6 years.
6 whole years?
6 years. So to finally see this cast back together, like celebrating her real-life happy ending, it caused an absolute meltdown online.
I mean, I completely get it.
Right. It wasn't just a wedding. For the fandom, it was the closing chapter to a story they have been obsessed with since 2020.
So let's start the literal venue. Because the extreme secrecy here is what makes the leaked photos from her former castmates all the more explosive.
Oh, definitely.
So on June 28, 2026, Moon Chae-won tied the knot with her non-celebrity fiancé at a private outdoor hanok venue in Seoul.
And, like, if you aren't familiar with Korean architecture, a hanok is a traditional Korean house.
Right, they are beautiful.
They're stunning. Think gorgeous, sweeping, tiled roofs, exposed wooden beams, and this incredibly serene, natural aesthetic. It's basically the exact opposite of a massive, flashy Gangnam Hotel ballroom.
But don't let the peaceful architecture fool you, right?
Whoa, not at all.
Because the security for this event was notoriously ironclad. We were talking Black Ops level lockdown. Not a single photo of the bride herself was leaked to the press.
Which is an incredible feat in today's digital age. I mean, with smartphones everywhere.
Seriously. But I want you to think about the dynamic that creates.
Yeah, since the bride was completely hidden from the public eye, mostly out of respect for her non-celebrity husband, the visuals of the guests became the main event for netizens.
That makes total sense.
Because the fandom was starved for content, they hyper-fixated on whatever managed to slip through the perimeter.
And the guests did not disappoint.
No, they didn't. When actress Jang Hee-jin posted a seemingly innocent photo, the nostalgic shockwaves that went through social media were just immediate.
It was such a subtle post, too. She uploaded a photo showcasing the blue sky and those traditional tile buildings of the hanok. And her caption was simply, "Nice weather."
Which is so low-key.
Yeah, but she wasn't alone in the photo.
Right. She was standing there smiling brightly right next to Lee Joon-gi, Kim Ji-hoon, and the director of Flower of Evil, Kim Cheol-gyu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The visual power of those three actors standing together in that traditional garden setting was overwhelming for fans. It was virtually the only trace of the scene that made it out to the public.
And it wasn't just the actors breaking the silence, right? We also got a beautifully sentimental quote from the show's music director, Se-rin.
Oh, I loved her post.
Yeah, she posted, "Finally met the Flower of Evil thanks to Chae-won's wedding." Chae-won, who was truly beautiful. Congratulations.
The juxtaposition there is so fascinating to me.
How do you mean?
Well, you have this massive, globally recognized hit drama from 2020, and the fans have just been starved for a reunion. And it finally happens at this incredibly intimate, quiet, fiercely protected wedding.
I do have to challenge this whole concept of fiercely protected, though.
Okay, go for it.
Why do K-entertainment weddings have to be guarded like state secrets?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Right, sure, protecting a non-celebrity groom is one thing, but hiring security teams that rival the Secret Service. Let's be real, a lot of Western celebrities just post a blurry Instagram photo, ask for privacy, and call it a day.
That's true.
So is this level of lockdown a required survival tactic in the Hallyu wave? Because it feels almost paranoid?
See, it's not paranoia. It really is a calculated corporate survival tactic.
Really?
Absolutely. When you are a top-tier actress like Moon Chae-won, your image isn't just your own. It is a highly managed, multi-million-dollar corporate asset.
That's a good point.
In the K-entertainment ecosystem, an idol or an actor's personal life is often treated as public domain by the media and the fandom.
So if anything leaks, it's a disaster.
Exactly. If a clear photo of the non-celebrity groom leaked, his entire life his family, his past relationships, would be instantly dissected by netizens on forums.
Wow, yeah.
So the ironclad security isn't just about privacy for the day, it's about reclaiming ownership of a deeply personal milestone from an industry that demands total access.
Wow, that is intense. If
Oh.
you love staying updated on your favorites and getting this kind of behind-the-scenes context, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
You definitely want to subscribe for what's coming.
Because the drama wasn't just happening outside the venue. Wait till you hear what netizens uncovered about the mysterious groom and the wild rumors her agency had to publicly crush.
Oh, the rumors were wild. Because the physical perimeter of the wedding was impenetrable, the internet immediately tried to breach the digital one.
Exactly. Because the wedding was so heavily guarded, it created this massive information vacuum.
And nature abhors a vacuum.
Right, and the rumors just poured in. Blitzway Entertainment, her agency, had to step in and aggressively fight the K-Net's rumor mill.
They had to act fast.
They really did. First, they had to formally deny that the groom was a younger dermatologist.
Which was so random.
Totally. Then the agency forcefully shut down pregnancy rumors, releasing a blunt statement saying, absolutely not.
Ouch.
Now I look at this and it almost feels like an overreaction. Blitzway came out swinging just because fans found a decade-old interview and twisted the words.
Yeah.
Why not just ignore it? Why validate a crazy rumor with a corporate press release?
Because in the Korean entertainment industry, ignoring a rumor is often interpreted by K-nets as confirming it.
Wait, really?
Yes. You have to understand the mechanics of how these rumors spread. They don't just stay on a single Twitter thread.
Right.
They incubate on massive, highly trafficked domestic forums like Pan or the Quo.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah. And once a narrative gains traction there, it gets picked up by digital tabloids. And suddenly, it starts affecting brand deals, stock prices, and public perception.
So they basically have to step in.
Blitzway didn't have a choice. The corporate damage control machine has to swing into action swiftly and absolutely.
I guess the K-Net's rumor mill isn't just a game of telephone, it's an open-source investigation.
That is the perfect way to describe it.
It's like thousands of amateur detectives crowdsourcing a single puzzle, except half the pieces they bring to the table belong to a completely different puzzle.
Exactly. They literally dug up an interview she gave 10 years ago about her ideal type and mutated it into breaking news about a younger dermatologist groom.
10 years ago.
It is wild to witness. But what I find so compelling here is the sheer contrast.
What do you mean?
Well, you have this cold, calculated corporate damage control from Blitzway acting as a shield, and right behind that shield, you have Moon Chae-won offering this deeply relatable, vulnerable connection to her fandom.
Oh, that's true.
Like back in April, she posted a handwritten letter confessing she was, quote, nervous but more excited to build a family.
And she took that vulnerability even further on her YouTube vlog, right?
She did.
The video is titled Moon Chae-won's Real Wedding Shoot Scene.
Yes. And as a fan, getting to see this was a rare gift. Because usually, we only see the highly polished, untouchable superstar.
Right, the visuals are usually perfect.
But in this vlog, she's on camera at the studio shoot, and she is showing genuine pre-wedding jitters.
It was so cute.
She actually turns to her subscribers and asks, is it normal to not sleep the day before a studio shoot? She's literally crowdsourcing wedding anxiety with millions of people.
She was so incredibly real about the whole process. She admitted her dress choice wasn't just her own taste, but a combination of opinions from her staff.
Yeah.
She was just basking in the crew, calling her beautiful, being a bit shy, but completely professional. But my absolute favorite detail is the malletang.
Oh my gosh, the malletang is the best part.
It really is.
She is exhausted, right?
Yeah.
She tells the camera that she is running entirely on the energy of the malletang she planned to eat afterwards.
Now, for anyone who might not know, explain why eating malletang is such a funny, contrasting detail here.
Oh, okay. So if you've never had malletang, you need to understand, it is a notoriously heavy, boiling, mouth-numbing, intensely spicy Sichuan street food.
It is not a delicate meal.
Not at all. It stains your clothes. It makes you sweat. It leaves you bloated. It is the absolute last thing you associate with a $1 million, pristine, high-fashion bridal shoot.
It's the ultimate comfort food for a highly stressful day.
Exactly. When the crew asks her for one more take, she readily agrees, but then hilariously whispers, but shouldn't we not do it one more time? It's so human.
So how do fans reconcile these two completely different realities?
What do you mean?
Well, Imagine you are a fan trying to follow this. On one hand, you have the mystical celebrity managed by Blitzway, guarded by Black Ops security, fighting off dermatologist rumors.
Right.
On the other hand, you have the tired girl on YouTube who just wants to eat spicy soup and take a nap.
I think fans cherish that exact contrast.
He thinks so.
Definitely. The high security and the corporate press releases are understood as the necessary cost of doing business in Cannes.
Yeah, it's just part of the industry.
The fans know she has to be protected from the more toxic elements of the internet. But that vlog, that mention of Malatang, that is the crack in the armor where the real person shines through.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes the fans feel like they are in on the secret. They view the Blitzway press release as a corporate shield, but they view the tired girl on YouTube as their friend.
The shield versus the friend. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist from her past that fans projected onto her real life, including an absurd breakup rumor with a superstar co-star that nobody saw coming.
This is exactly where the concept of the friend dynamic we just talked about starts to blur the lines between fiction and reality.
Let's dive into the Flower of Evil legacy. Because fans were so desperate for details about Moon Chae-won's real-life romance, and we can't ignore that a huge part of that desperation stems from her most famous on-screen romance.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a psychological roller coaster that left the fandom permanently scarred. In a good way, mostly.
It completely rewired how we view romantic thrillers.
So let's set the stage for anyone who hasn't seen it or needs a refresher.
Please do.
Flower of Evil was a massive culture-shifting hit for TVN in 2020. Moon Chae-won played Detective Cha Ji-won, a brilliant, violent crimes detective.
He was so good in that role.
Incredible. And she believes she has the perfect life with her perfect husband, a metal craftsman named Baek Hee-sung, played by Joon-gi.
Right.
But the twist is he is living under a false identity. His real name is Do-hyun Soo, and he is hiding a dark past deeply connected to his serial killer father.
The tension in this show is just a masterclass in psychological storytelling.
It really is.
You have a detective whose literal job is to read people and uncover the truth, married to a man whose survival depends on her never finding out who he really is.
The ultimate conflict of interest.
Exactly. The emotional push and pull, the betrayal, the desperate need to protect their young daughter. I mean, it is intoxicating television.
Which brings us to the devastating episode 16 finale.
Oh, don't even get me started on episode 16.
We have to. Do-hyun Soo takes a bullet to the head protecting her. It grazes his skull, so he physically survives, but it wipes his memory of the last 15 years.
It's so brutal.
He wakes up thinking it's 2005. He has absolutely no memory of his wife, Ji-won, or their daughter. He doesn't remember loving them.
I want you to really think about the emotional weight of that trope.
Yeah, amnesia is pretty common in K-dramas.
It is, but here, it taps into a deeply universal, terrifying fear. Imagine waking up next to the person you have fought tooth and nail to protect, and they look at you like a total stranger.
That's heartbreaking.
You've spent 15 episodes watching this couple literally bleed for each other. They physically survive the serial killer plot, but emotionally, they're completely reset to zero.
And the details from the script are just gut-wrenching. He tells Ji-won he doubts there is an ounce of sincerity within him.
Yeah.
He flees from her because he doesn't want her to see him from the front. He is terrified of her seeing how broken he is. But the emotional climax is what stuck with everyone.
When he finds his way back.
Yes, he finds his way back to his metal workshop.
The place where the morning star rests.
Yes. Do-hyun Soo explains the meaning behind that workshop's name to Ji-won in the finale. He tells her about the Greek god Hephaestus, the god of metalworking. Hephaestus was considered the ugliest god, despised for his nature, so he hid himself away in his dark workshop.
Such a parallel to his character.
Exactly. But he had a wife he loved dearly, Venus. And the planet Venus is also known as the morning star. He named his workshop after her.
It is the perfect psychological metaphor for his character.
It really is.
He viewed himself as this broken, unlovable monster, tainted by his serial killer father, hiding away in his craft. But she was his Venus. She was his guiding light.
That's so beautiful.
Even with his memories gone, his subconscious had built a monument to her. And when he tells her this in the finale, she puts his wedding ring back on his finger.
Yeah.
It's this hard-fought, incredibly messy, beautiful resolution.
And that resolution was so impactful that it caused intense fan delusion bleeding into the real world.
Oh, the delusion was real.
Fast forward to May of this year, just weeks before her real-life wedding. Moon Chae-won is hosting an online housewarming Q&A on her YouTube channel to celebrate her 18th debut anniversary.
Right, just a fun AMA.
She's doing an Instagram Ask Me Anything, and a fan, completely immersed in the flower of evil lore, legitimately asks her, "Why did you break up with Lee Jung-gi? Can't you see his sadness?"
It's hilarious, but it's also incredibly revealing about how deeply audiences internalize trauma in media.
Moon Chae-won had to laughingly clear up this absurd rumor on camera. She said, "I never broke up with Jung-gi. I never broke up because I never met him." Meaning she never dated him in real life.
Right.
But it makes me wonder, did the tragic amnesia plotline of Flower of Evil make the fandom hold on to this fictional couple even tighter? Are fans just desperately trying to write a real-life happy ending for characters that suffered so much?
Absolutely. In media psychology, there is a concept we can look at here called parasocial closure.
Parasocial closure.
Yeah. When a television show delivers immense sustained trauma to characters you love, like being shot in the head, losing 15 years of memories, and having to painfully rebuild a marriage from scratch, the audience absorbs a fraction of that trauma.
That makes sense. We sit in the dark and watch them suffer for 16 hours.
Exactly. Sometimes a neatly wrapped, fictional happy ending just doesn't feel like enough to balance the scales of that suffering in the viewer's mind.
No, they need more.
So, subconsciously, the fandom seeks real-world validation that the actors are okay. They project that need for closure onto Lee Joon-gi and Moon Chae-won.
Wow.
They want the actors to be happy together because Do-hun-soo and Cha Ji-won earned it.
That is profound. You are saying the fans needed the real actors to validate the fictional survival.
Exactly. And when she announces she's marrying a non-celebrity, it shatters that specific parallel universe for the fans. They realize the fantasy isn't real.
But then,
To have Lee Joon-gi actually show up at the real wedding, to see him smiling under the blue sky in that hanok, it provides the ultimate parasocial closure.
oh, I see it now.
The actors are happy, they're genuine friends, and the fictional family is honoring the real-life milestone.
That is amazing. If you want to keep exploring these deep psychological connections between fiction and reality in Korean pop culture, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update or a deep dive into the industry's biggest moments.
So, if we pull all these threads together, the ironclad security of the hanok, the frenzy of the K-Net's rumor mill, and this intense 6-year emotional attachment to a drama, it raises a really beautiful question about what we value as an audience.
What's the question?
What does it say about the unique, passionate nature of K-drama fandoms that the most comforting part of a celebrity's top-secret, highly guarded, real-life wedding wasn't seeing the beautiful bride in her dress,
Right.
or finally unmasking the mysterious non-celebrity groom,
Yeah.
but simply knowing her fictional family was there to celebrate with her?
That is a brilliant thought to linger on, the sheer power of the stories we love and how they become part of our own real-world emotional landscape. You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.